This is Ryan Gorcey, publisher of BearTerritory.net for Scout.com, here with Mike Vernon of the San Francisco Chronicle, and this is 3 and Out on day 14 of Cal football fall camp. We got a double day coming up tomorrow. Both practices gonna be open, but we're gonna start today with camp sleepers. Mike, who's your first?
Jack Austin, a good-sized wide receiver. You know, there are a lot of big names out here at receiver. They're Chris Harper, Bryce Traggs. Jack Austin's a lesser-known guy, but I think he'll have a decent impact this year on the team, and he's really stood out so far in camp.
Really physical grabs, and speaking of physical, defensive back-wise, my sleeper is Cedric Dozier. I mean, he makes breakup after breakup after breakup, pick after pick, really physical, and has really stepped it up. So that's my. He may not have been really a true sleeper in that. I think a lot of folks knew him. He's a 4-star coming out of high school, but really hadn't done a whole lot up to this point. Really has reinvented himself physically. Who's your next guy?
I think Devontae Downs is a really important player, especially with the loss of Nathan Broussard. He's out for the season with the ACL. So you need those linebackers to really step up, and depth is huge at linebacker. It's been something that Coach Dykes has talked about even today, having extra bodies, and I think Downs is one of those key guys that can step in and make things okay on defense without Broussard.
Patrick Worstel is my next guy. He wasn't very heralded coming out of high school, a walk-on guy, but he's really been kind of a value add, at least in this camp. He's made a lot of physical grabs. He's shown a really good body control, and he's really kind of mixed it up with some of the defensive backs, some of the better defensive backs in the roster. So that's been kind of fun to see.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, there's so many names at receiver, and there's another one, and it keeps making me question the defensive backs. But in terms of talent, he's another guy that can really play, and I think he'll be a good addition for the team.
All right, we're going to move on. What do we want to see out of the first double day where we can actually be at both practices completely? Mike, what's...
gosh, I don't know what to do. No, I think, in the morning, I think they're going with special teams. That's what Sonny said today. So being able to really get some clarity in terms of what they're looking to do, punt returner, kickers. We don't know. We don't know if James Langford's going to be the guy. It just hasn't been clear. So at least getting some clarity and finding out what's really going on with special teams, I think will be nice to see in the morning.
And one thing that I want to see, definitely, I want to see more Mustafa Jalil. I got a chance to see him today. He took almost every first rep at defensive tackle today. Sonny Dyke said he will for sure start against Northwestern. The dude is an animal, and not just the kind with the antlers. I mean, he's an animal on the field. He's been a lot of fun to watch, particularly in one-on-ones. So I'm really excited to see him again in kind of a double day. Really see as much of him as I've seen of him yet on a single day. And the next guy, I want to see Hardy Nickerson. Yes. We really haven't seen. Today he took the 1 reps against the scout team, but again they were only in uppers, so we didn't really see a whole lot of really hitting, but he does hit during drills. So I would really like to see him, again, in pads, get out there with the first team, but I think they're bringing him still along very slowly.
Yeah, they have to, and that's what he said. He's slowly coming along, and that the coaches have done a good job in making sure that he's not going to be out there before he's ready, and they really have to be. Obviously, with the loss of Broussard, he's going to be your Mike guy, at least it looks like, in somewhat of a limited role, as a lot of linebackers are interchangeable. But he's going to be the guy, and it'd be really nice to see what he can do, getting a lot of reps in there in a full day of practice.
And we've also seen Devontae Downs and today Michael Barton do a little bit of Mike, and there's a lot of been a first team kind of shuffling at all linebacker positions except for Jalen Jefferson. He's kind of the steady. He's always going to be there. He's the rock that the rest of the defense seems to be built on. We've seen Ray Davison run with the first team today, and he provided some pretty good pressure. So I really like seeing the different position groups now that we're kind of into Northwestern prep. There's a lot of shifting, a lot of moving the pieces around the board. So that'll be kind of interesting to see again how it continues on the first live double day that we've been able to see both practices completely. So, for Mike Vernon of the San Francisco Chronicle, this is Ryan Gorcey, publisher of BearTerritory.net for Scout.com, and this has been 3 and Out. Thanks for playing along. We'll catch you on the flip side.